10 House Republicans voted to impeach Donald Trump, turning against the president and their party to join with Democrats in its charge of incitement to insurrection. Among the highest ranking was Wyoming's Liz Cheney, chair of the House Republican Conference, who faced calls to step down from GOP leadership over her support of impeaching the president. She was joined by John Katko, of New York, Adam Kinzinger, of Illinois, Anthony Gonzalez, of Ohio, Tom Rice, of South Carolina, David Valadao, of California, Fred Upton and Peter Meyer of Michigan, and Jamie Herrera Butler and Dan Newhouse, both from Washington. As the process now moves toward to the upper chamber of Congress, at least 4 Republican senators have indicated they were either undecided or considering supporting impeachment. Here are the House Republicans who voted to impeach the 45th President of the United States, and the Senate colleagues who may join them. Liz Cheney, Wyoming's at-large district. Ms. Cheney, the third highest-ranking Republican in the House and Wyoming's only member in Congress, indicated her support for the impeachment of Trump for stoking the mob into rioting at the Capitol. John Katko, New York's 24th district. The former federal prosecutor was the first Republican to indicate he would vote for impeachment, opening the gates for the handful that turned on the outgoing president. He voted against the first impeachment of the president. Adam Kinzinger, Illinois' 16th district. Mr. Kinzinger is a frequent critic of Mr. Trump and has called on Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment following the Capitol riot. There is no doubt in my mind that the President of the United States broke his oath of office and incited this insurrection, Mr. Kinzinger said before the vote. If these actions, the Article 2 branch inciting a deadly insurrection against the Article 1 branch, are not worthy of impeachment, then what is an impeachable offense? Fred Upton, Michigan's 6th district. The former chair of the House Energy and Commerce Committee voted against the first impeachment but said Congress must hold the president to account and send a clear message. I would have preferred a bipartisan, formal censure rather than a drawn-out impeachment process, he said before the vote. I fear this will now interfere with important legislative business and a new Biden administration, but it is time to say, enough is enough. Peter Meyer, Michigan's 3rd district. The newly sworn-in Republican released a statement saying he wrestled with the division the vote will cause and the precedent it would establish to due process, but that the impeachment was a call to action to reflect on the Capitol riots and ways to correct them. My job is to apply my best judgment of the article of impeachment that is on the floor of the U.S. Congress, with the facts at hand. I believe the article of impeachment to be accurate, he said. The president betrayed his oath of office by seeking to undermine our constitutional process, and he bears responsibility for inciting the violent acts of insurrection last week. Jamie Herrera Butler, Washington's 3rd district. Ms. Butler made her intentions to impeach the president known on Twitter, saying he acted against his oath of office and incited a riot to halt the peaceful transfer of power. Hours went by before the president did anything meaningful to stop the attack. Instead, he and his lawyer were busy making calls to senators who were still in lockdown, seeking support to further delay the Electoral College certification, she said in a tweet. Dan Newhouse, Washington's 4th district. Another Republican who did not support the 2019 impeachment. Mr. Newhouse said voting against the latest attempt would be a vote to validate violence at the Capitol. It is also a vote to condone President Trump's inaction, he said before the vote. He did not strongly condemn the attack, nor did he call in reinforcements when our officers were overwhelmed. Our country needed a leader, and President Trump failed to fulfill his oath of office. Anthony Gonzalez, Ohio's 16th district. Mr. Gonzalez said in a statement the president helped organize and incite a mob in an attempt to prevent Congress certifying the election results. During the attack itself, the president abandoned his post while many members asked for help, thus further endangering all present, he said. These are fundamental threats not just to people's lives but to the very foundation of our republic. Tom Rice, South Carolina's 7th district. Mr. Rice was one of the few Republicans who did not indicate their vote before voicing it in the House. Making the vote even more unexpected were his comments to local news broadcaster News 13 on Monday that he didn't support impeaching the president. Trump acted recklessly last Wednesday, but he only has 9 days left in his term. His statement said, "Let's not stoke further division." David Valadao, California's 21st district. The other surprise Republican to throw their hat in with the Democrats was Mr. Valadao of California, who said in a tweet following the vote that Mr. Trump was the driving force of the Capitol riot. Speaker Pelosi has thrown precedent and process out the window by turning what should be a thorough investigation into a rushed political stunt. I wish, more than anything, that we had more time to hold hearings to ensure due process, he said. Unfortunately, Speaker Pelosi did not afford us that option. Based on the facts before me, I have to go with my gut and vote my conscience. I voted to impeach President Trump. His inciting rhetoric was un-American, abhorrent, and absolutely an impeachable offense. It's time to put country over politics. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for more videos to come.